Hi there folks, my name's Kenny. I'm here today to give you a primer on the appetite suppressant drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, specifically Mounjaro, which I've been using now for nearly 3 months. So I'm going to give you a little heads up on what to expect, what the results are, the pros and cons. Okay? So how did I hear about it? My sister and her husband, both rather fat, I took them for a meal and it turned out they could hardly eat anything. And that's when they revealed that they had taken Ozempic from a dodgy gym. They'd got it cheap as part of trying to lose weight. And indeed they had lost 1.5 stone, like nearly 20 pounds each in 1 month. And I was amazed to hear that. So I looked into it myself and I found that online pharmacies in the UK here will provide you with Mounjaro or Ozempic or Wegovy as long as you meet the criteria, as long as you've not got any particular allergies, or there's a big list of things you have to satisfy, and you also have to be fat. You send them photo ID so they know it's you, not some bodybuilder, and they will then take 150 of your earth pounds off you and send you one of these. This is a self-injecting pen. It works similar to an EpiPen. You can see here I've used most of this already. There's a plunger here. This at the back is a helical screw. You unscrew it, you screw on a needle head. You get 4 with each kit. Screw that on, unscrew this until it reads 1, and then you place it on your thigh, your stomach, upper arm, slowly press, plunger goes down, drug goes in, Bob's your auntie's live-in liver. You're then injected. 1 dose lasts 1 week, and you get 4 doses for your money. So it's a month worth here. The injection itself is painless. I'm a physical coward when it comes to injections, and it was no problem at all. The needles are tiny. They're only like 5mm long, very thin. I accidentally injected myself the first time. I was just testing it out and held it against my thigh, the upper thigh, just to see what it would feel like, and it went straight in, and I felt nothing. I actually thought I'd cocked it up, but I injected, pulled away, and there was no liquid there, so it worked. So there you go. So you can get it in the UK, but it costs, and the cost increases with the dosage. You do get used to the dosage, but there's like 6 or 7 levels. Every couple of levels you go up, the price increases by maybe £20. So it just depends how much weight you want to lose, how long it takes, how much it's going to cost you. What happens with it? Basically, the drug, they call it an appetite suppressant. Basically, it just makes you feel full. You never feel hungry. It's like having a superpower when you first use it. You're never hungry. Over time, your body does know it's hungry. Well, your stomach doesn't say anything. Your guts may start rumbling and growling, wondering where the foods went. And on the higher doses, as you get the slightly higher doses, it's no longer just you're not hungry. You actually feel full a lot of the time. It's like you've just eaten and you can't face any more. It can border on queasiness or even nausea. Now I'm not the only one using the drug. Like I say, I've got family using it, and also a friend who saw the results on me. The guy I go training with, I go weight training 3 times a week, and he also started using it, and he's also seen many of the same effects on his diet and lifestyle and everything else. So let's go with the cons then. We'll call that a con. First con is the queasiness. You will feel queasy. You'll feel full a lot of the time. If you're just eating, wow, it can be quite bad. I've heard of nausea and actual vomiting the first dose. I never had any of that. I had absolutely no side effects. It was great. I've only heard of 1 out of the 4 having some nausea, and that passed after a day or 2. But you will feel queasy, or certainly full all the time, or a lot of the time. The drug's effects, it lasts a week usually. You'll find the first 2 or 3 days it's quite powerful, you'll feel full, you'll struggle to eat anything, to be honest, you have to force yourself to eat. By the next 2 or 3 days it's easing off and it's okay. In the last couple of days you start to feel it wearing off, you'll start to feel hungry. And then you'll usually go again. On your 7th day you'll inject again. Another thing that we noticed in the early days, you could get a bit lightheaded. Both myself and my friend noticed that, but it came and went, it wasn't anything bad. It was just occasional. Obviously the cost of the thing. Your first dose is usually about £150, although you can usually, with the online pharmacies, you'll find, coupons and little coupon codes. I've not paid the full price yet, because you get coupon codes that take £20 off or 5% off or whatever. So you usually get it for £135. Big one is lack of energy. You really, once you get into the depths of using this for a few weeks, you have no energy. You're really struggling a lot of the times, just because you're not eating anywhere near enough. My friend's been calorie counting. He's anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 a day max. Usually about 1,200 calories is about all he can take. So you're always burning fat and it leaves you lightheaded. You've not got a lot of energy. We go weight training and we can hardly lift half the weight we used to, and you're burned out within half an hour. So that's something to bear in mind, lack of energy. One of his friends, a woman with young kids, was talking about maybe trying it. No, lack of energy, small kids, bad idea. But, I don't know, it may fit for you. Another one is, as time goes on, we get stronger doses. Burping. Horrible burps. Quite a lot of time you get wind. Not at the other end, thankfully, but just burping. But the thing is, because you've not been eating, it's basically like just acid. It tastes like stomach acid. It's unpleasant. You get used to it, but that's not saying it's nice. There you go. So, pros. Obviously, weight loss. I've been on it for 10 weeks. I've lost £50. It is quite normal to lose between £4 and £5 a week. Perfectly feasible. And it's outrageous. But this is it. This is as close as you'll get to sewing your mouth shut. So it works. Definitely works. You're supposed to be able to lose 20% of your body weight on Mounjaro within 6 months. And I lost like 10% of my body weight in like 5 weeks. No issue at all. I'm hoping that within 6 months I'll be down to my ideal weight. I will not be fat again. So the other thing is, although it costs you for the drug, you save a lot on food. My food bill is half, a third what it was, because you're struggling to eat anything. Your diet changes quite a bit because you can't face certain foods. Anything greasy or anything like that, I can't face it. I've ended up, my diet basically consists of a couple of, maybe a yogurt in the morning, some fruit or half a bowl of noodles for my lunch at work. I'll come home, I'll have maybe one slice of bread and jam, and for dinner at night I'll have maybe 2 or 3 chicken drumsticks. And that's me, that's me for the day, everything. And it only varies slightly. Got to eat stuff, I'm trying to eat obviously proteins and things like that, trying to avoid carbs, but you get so listless you really need carbs, hence the bread and things like that, and the noodles. So your mileage may vary, but your diet will change dramatically to see what you can eat, what you can feels good. I also noticed a change in my taste. This is one of the cons as well. It's causing me, I don't normally sound like this. This is dehydration. The drug seems to have changed my taste for things like Diet Cokes, diet drinks in general, fizzy drinks. I can hardly touch them now. Also, even diluting orange squash, I have to take it in tiny amounts. So what I ended up doing just recently is buying an ice machine, a countertop ice machine from Amazon for $60. it just generates tons of ice. So I'm basically having really dilute drinks or just cold water, because it's the only way I can get enough fluid in me to keep me going. You're always on the verge of dehydration because you're not drinking enough, because it's changed my taste somewhat. And that also affects alcohol. I normally drink rum and coke, things like that. Nope, I can't even finish a half a rum and coke now. My friend drinks beer. That's out the window as well. To drink that much in one go, even a bottle of beer, it's tough. So you are restricting yourself in many ways, but it's all going to the weight loss. It's no big deal not being able to have alcohol or much alcohol for a few months. I'm quite willing to sacrifice that. So there you go, that's the ins and outs of it. There are some side effects, none of them brutal. You get used to everything. Like I say, the main ones is the lack of energy, but for me, dehydration, because it's changed my tastes. And I live on diet fizzy drinks and dilute and squash. So it's made a change to me. But the fact that I now that I've lost 50 pounds in such a short space of time, I now fit in normal clothes again. I don't have to go buy sea mammal size clothes off the internet. I can now just go to a normal shop and buy clothes that fit. And I've now got loads of clothes that I bought previously that fit. And it's fantastic. And it'll do me until I lose all the weight. I don't want to go buying stuff until I'm at my final weight. Will I stay at the final weight? Who knows? Hopefully. Half of my weight came from COVID, unfortunately. I got hit by COVID quite bad. I basically spent 2 years sitting here doing nothing when I used to be into the martial arts and training 4 times a week and things like that. So I put a lot of weight on that way. It does change your habits because you can't eat. You find yourself the first week or two, you go and buy the same things at the store when you go for your food shop, and then you find you can't eat them, you can't eat anywhere near as many. So the next time you go, you're buying less and less, and your tastes change. And hopefully that stays to a certain extent. And you're getting out of a lot of it's just habits. You're basically fighting habits. When I come home, I've got to walk past a shop where I used to go in almost every night and get something. Oh, I need this, but I'll also get a packet of crisps or whatever. So that's all changed, and I'm hoping over the next 6 months I break the habit and I don't have any more problems that way. I'll certainly have to be fighting it for God knows how long. But there you go. So that's it. I would certainly recommend it to somebody. If you've got the money and you need to lose weight, and like myself, I'm older now, I can't train as hard as I used to. My lungs are knackered from the COVID. So it's the only way I'll ever lose the weight, and the weight will kill you faster than anything. I've already noticed health benefits. My blood pressure has dropped drastically. My friend's asthma, much better. It all helps. If you go to an old folks home, you'll see plenty of smokers, because they can get by. You won't find any big fat people, because they're all dead. Okay, so I would recommend it. If you try it and there's side effects are limited and you lose the weight, then fantastic. I don't have an issue with it. So yeah, it gets a thumbs up from me. Okay? Any questions, just let me know in the comments. Thank you.